it looks like an Xbox event is definitely coming. Jez Core over there on Windows Central has leaked a lot of information regarding it. I want to get into it. But, let's go over a little bit over why this is so relevant. For those of you that watched the Video Game Awards, you guys know that Microsoft was not there in any way, shape, or form. That is weird, considering they have so many games that's coming out on the horizon without release dates. And some games we haven't even seen gameplay for. Forza hasn't had one shink of gameplay, really. And I think that's an issue. So people wondering like, yo, you ain't at the Video Game Awards. You didn't tell us any games there. So what's going on? Is these games even coming out this year? Or are you guys just trolling the hell out of us? And people were expecting this to eventually get announced, and it did. It looks like, Jez Corn over there is kind of hinting it's going to get formally announced, and he went into a lot of information about this. There is 4 games particularly that need to come out between now and June. You got Forza Horizon, Forza Motorsports, you got Redfall, Starfield, and you got Minecraft Legends. These are 4 big impactful games for the Microsoft brand that we know almost absolutely nothing about. Some we might know a little bit more than others. I feel like Redfall has the most information rolling around about it. But let's get into what, Jez Corden came out. Let's do this. Okay, so here is the article. I will have it in the description below. So let's read it. What you need to know. A new Xbox showcase has been rumored for some time now, and we believe we have some concrete information on it finally. Our sources suggest that the showcase is called Xbox Developer Direct and will feature content from Xbox and Bethesda. We're expecting the show to go live on January the 25th at 12 p.m. Pacific, which is 3 p.m. Eastern. Although that may be subject to change. That's pretty much just saying, look, I can't 100% get down on that date. Stuff does change. So he's not trying to put his name on that. He's like, look, this could change. So I respect that. Games expected to appear include Redfall, Forza Motorsport, and Minecraft Legends. Keep in mind, I said 4, not 3, 4. And Starfield ain't there. So let's keep going this. This will be an intimate look at the major games for 2023 as Microsoft seeks to ramp up transparency and frequency on upcoming Xbox games. So let's talk about this. First off, like I said, Redfall, Forza, and Minecraft definitely going to be there for the most part, it seems, according to Jez Corden. You will notice that you're not seeing Starfield on this. So let's scroll down a little bit on here. Okay, from what we understand, it won't be a full-blown E3 scale kind of show and will be more intimate look at upcoming exclusives. And as such, we've heard Starfield may even be skipping this show for a bigger marketing beat later on. Ooh, let's talk about this, man. First off, let's talk about the show in general. Looks like it might be called Xbox Developer Direct. Notice that there's no Inside Xbox to that. I do believe Inside Xbox could have worked, but they needed certain personalities to really make that show flourish, and they needed to have a lot more type of content to keep people interested. And for some reason, it does feel like they've abandoned that name entirely, which is probably for the best. It did have a pretty bad stigma going along with, especially a lot of the media and stuff. It wasn't horrible, but it definitely wasn't for a lot of people, including myself. I felt like a lot of them was pretty boring, but hopefully this Developer Direct, notice this is direct like Nintendo Direct. I don't know if they're going to take that format for Nintendo Direct, but I kind of hope they do. I think that Nintendo Direct State of Play, they do things well. And now keep in mind, if they do something like that, especially with Game Pass always dropping these key games throughout the year, there's going to be stuff to be talking about. There's obviously going to be stuff to talk about, and that's interesting on itself. So, but let's talk about the elephant in the room. The Starfield may even be skipping for a bigger marketing beat later on. I want to hear you guys in the comment section below. Is that an issue? I personally feel like it is. Let me switch back to the scene. The reason I feel like it's an issue is because I personally feel like Starfield is the game that people are looking at. And it has been out in the wild for the longest time. Microsoft has promoted this game. It's going to be one of the key components to their brand, and it got delayed out of 2022. We didn't see it at the Video Game Awards. I think people are expecting this game. I personally feel like it's got to be at this event in some way, shape, or form. Even if they just show a story trailer, like a minute 2 story trailer, show a release date at the end, and push people towards another event. Sure, I think it's stupid we're getting teased to another event, but at least you give us some information. You give us a release date. You give us some new information on the store. You give people something to talk about, and you say, yo, in March, February, we're going to actually have a full-blown event dedicated to Starfield. I think that might work out well for them, but not being there at all. I already know the video is going to pop up. The Twitter space is going to pop up. People are going to say, is something wrong with Starfield? If this game realistically does need more time and they're doing this, let's say, doesn't have a release date at this event and it's not there at all, then I will be pushing more towards that it's past the June mark. Is that an issue? I think the only time that it past June is an issue is if they reveal it at E3. I don't want to see this at E3. I don't want to look at this game at E3. You showed me games for 12 months. This game better not be in the next showcase for another 12 months. If they do the 12 months format again, which, you know, that's debatable. We don't know. I think that Microsoft would be a mistake if they didn't have this any way, shape, or form. But if they did show it and they don't want to show a release date because they kind of thinking it's going to get pushed back, just rip off the Band-Aid. If you feel like maybe you can't meet an April release date, but you can meet a July, just say July. That way we know the game had as much of it going as possible. I want Starfield to succeed, and it's got to come out, and it's got to be functionable, and it's got to be fun. And I think in order to have that, they need a couple more months, then they need a couple more months. But just pull the Band-Aid off. People will talk about it for a week, and they'll end the conversation. As long as the game is good, people will forgive that. If it's bad, then you're going to get that smoke, and there's not really a whole lot I could do about that. But that's just generally my opinion, man. I really hope it's there. Like I said, if it comes out in July and it's good, people will forgive it. I just don't want it to be at this year's E3. You know, let the event that they do solely for Starfield and this event that is rumored from Jez Cord that's going to happen at the end of the month, let those speak terms. Don't let anything else speak terms. We need games at this point. We don't want to see any more excuses. We need games. And if I personally feel like you don't show the biggest game that you have going for you at your first event going into the year, when you said it was coming out in the first 6 months of the year, and you just updated a website not long ago saying it was coming out in the first 6 months of the year, I feel like that's going to be a problem to a lot of people. I won't have an issue as long as the game's good, even if I have to wait till November, which I don't think it's going to be that at all. But I don't care how long I have to wait for the game this year, as long as the game's good and for the most part bug-free. I don't think it's going to be bug-free. Most of the time their games aren't bug-free, but it's got to be more accessible and fun factor than it is bug factor. Most of Bethesda games have been like that. It was just Fallout 76 because there was a lack of content at the launch that people wouldn't overlook those bugs because there wasn't much to do besides write about and make videos about the bugs. But anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Do you think Starfield is a must at this event like myself, or do you think as long as the game is good, they can push it back as long as they want? I'm a little 50-50. I'd prefer it at this event, and I'd prefer it to come out before June. But at the end of the day, ain't really much I can do about it. I have to accept it regardless. But put it in the comment section below. I'm curious to your guys' opinion. And until next time, this is Gaming Addict. I'm out of here. Peace.